Hey guys, it's Chris, and I am still on the Oasis of the Seas. And I just want to give you some information regarding our group cruise and how we booked that. So, what I did was contact Royal Caribbean Groups Department, and they went over the process. And what happens is you have to kind of give them an estimate of how many cabins you need and what type cabins, what category of cabin. So, for instance, if you need 3 interior cabins, 4 ocean view cabins, 5 ocean view balconies, Central Park balconies, boardwalk balconies, junior suites, whatever you need, that's what the estimate you'll have, and then they'll put those in an inventory for you, and then you have 30 days to make a deposit on every room. The typical deposit was $500 per cabin, and then after you made the initial deposit, you have 90 days prior to your sell date to make the full payment for those. They also gave group discount rates for the group, which was about a $400 savings, maybe it was a $600 saving per cabin, just doing it with the groups department. And so that was good. And then for every cabin that we had, I think we had like 32. For every cabin, they received a $100 credit for their cabin. So every person, again, got $50 if it was two. But it was $100 per cabin, not per person. So they got to spend that as on-board credit. Some of them used it for excursions, some of them used it in casino. It just depends on what you wanted to use it for, photos, any of that. Drinks, it was just to use on board. So that was an additional perk that they gave. And we also booked with Air to Sea by Royal, and that was for our flights. And we got straight flights from St. Louis, even the ones came from Las Vegas, one's from Atlanta, and one from Houston. They all got straight flights from their destination to Miami, which was great. And we all seemed to met up at the same time around 9:15 that morning. Now, that was the good part about that. Coming back, it was a little disturbing at first, because we had just straight flights again going back, but they changed it over time, and then we just got email after email that says your flight has changed. Again, nothing changed on the way going to Miami, but our return flights have changed a little. And you just want to double check that, because at the last minute we had where the mother and the father were separated from the 2 daughters, and we couldn't have that. And then we had one where the wife would stay behind, and the husband would catch an earlier flight, and the wife would catch a later flight. So we didn't want that either. So after several conversations and phone calls, we finally got some resolution, and it's just the groups are kind of split up, but we still got the majority of the families together. Some leave at 11, and then some leave at 12. Then we have some leave at 3, and then Mr. and I, we leave at 10 p.m. On our final night, our final sale date. But all in all, it was excellent working with Air to Sea by Royal, the groups department, and then the Royal Caribbean International Groups Department. So the communication was excellent. They have their own phone line, so you don't have to go through the regular 800 number. Now, what I would say is the only one small downside was, well, maybe not a downside. Everybody needed their own email address, and I didn't do that because some of them were family, and I just said I'll get the information. But what happens is all of the information comes to me, and then I have to make sure I get that information to everybody. So if you're going to book a group, just make sure everybody has their own email address, and they can get their own documents when it's time to print documents, like the boarding passes and things like that. Everyone did not need a passport, so we had several that did not have passports, and they were able to board the ship with valid driver's license or school ID and state certified birth certificate. So those were the only two things required. We did not have to have COVID tests, obviously. Thankfully, we did not have to have COVID tests. So this was the Western Caribbean, where we went to we left Miami. We went to Perfect Day Coco Cay, and then we went to Cozumel, Mexico, and then we turned back and went to Roatan, Honduras, and then came back around to Puerto Costa Maya, Mexico. And then, so today we just have a sea day, and then tomorrow we'll be back at Port of Miami to disembark. And I will say, all in all, it has been a wonderful cruise. Our young people, they loved it, and I would say, I'm not a fan of the main dining room, but they loved it. When I say the young people loved it, I mean the young people loved it. I mean, they went pretty much every night. And I don't know if it's something about dressing up in that whole experience that they like, but they love the dining room. And but they have been enjoying the ship the whole time. They've been enjoying the excursions, and I'll show you photos. They've done pretty much everything they can do on the ship. We have zip liners and swimming with the dolphins, ATV riders and flow riders and rock wall climbing, and it has just been great just to see our young people. There go one of my young people right here. Have a seat. What you up to? So this, come on this side. Put over this way. Yeah. Somebody coming out. Pop's coming out.
The Royal Cruisers.
So this is Carlton. This is my youngest son, and first time on Royal. It's not his first cruise, but it's his first time on Royal. So
Good time. Good time.
like it.
Love it.
How'd you like the ports?
Love it.
Okay.
Only had 2 excursions, but they were wonderful.
Yeah, they came back looking a hot mess yesterday from ATV.
ATV, mud riding. So much fun.
And you just got the speed and the driving speed, huh?
I purposely let everybody go in front of me, and I backed up and did the whole track again. It was so much fun. I thought the girls was gonna be scary, but they did great. They were getting it.
So,
A couple accidents, but no injuries.
so compared to the Carnival ship and this ship, which one do you like best?
I like Royal.
Okay.
Royal. More activities.
More activities, yeah. Because you ziplined a couple times. Did you do the rock wall?
Oh yeah, touch that. Both bells. Wrong both bells.
We don't have a video to tell. We don't know if that's true or not.
Even my nephew. Wrong both of them bells.
We don't have a video to confirm
Oh,
that.
we got video of Christian.
Oh, dude.
I went before Christian. Me and KK went at the same time, so I don't know if they got a video of me. But I know KK, when we got done, she got a video of Christian.
Did she ring the bell?
Yeah, KK run all the way to the top. Highest bell you can.
Wow. So what did you say about the food? What area did you like the best? Like the main dining room, Windjammer,
Sorrento's.
Sorrento
Pizza,
pizza?
pizza, pizza.
What you eat for breakfast? You eat breakfast?
I ain't eating much breakfast. Unless it was in the Windjammer.
Okay.
I caught pizza every night at 2 o'clock. Right before they close.
What about the dining room? You like that?
Oh, yeah. Good dining room. Good people.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice. The staff is always nice.
Nice.
good cruise. I like it. I mean, it's just good to spend time with family, nieces that I don't see all the time, but you know, because they doing their thing, living their life and working and stuff. So it was good to see them and just be able to hang out with them on the ship. So, any tips for new cruisers? Anybody that want to cruise that haven't, I definitely think you should try Royal. Like you said, there's tons of things to do on this ship. You know, there's the slides. And did you do the Abyss?
Yeah, that was fun.
What about the water slides up front? Did you do
Nah, I didn't
do the water slides.
I might do one of them today.
Yeah, so they do have 2 water slides, and then they have the dry slide, which is the Abyss. I know they tried the Abyss. So did you try Flow Rider?
No, I didn't get that.
Today's a good day.
I don't want to go through the embarrassment of everybody seeing me wiped out.
Cause he don't like that. But you can swim though.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about on the surf thing.
Yeah, but you can lay down on your stomach and do it. Hold on to. You can lay like this and hold on to it, or you can do it on your knees.
I'm gonna try to stand up and take my fish.
He gonna wipe out.
Bust my butt.
He gonna wipe out.
Yeah. It seemed fun. I saw a couple people wiping out. They can be nasty. That's why they put the bar there so you can watch people wipe out.
How was the comedy show?
It was fun.
I like the comedy show.
Yeah, but
Well, guys, we gotta go home tomorrow.
yeah.
Back to the real world.
I do miss the kids.
You miss the kids. You can't really go back to them tomorrow. So that's all we have for you guys. In the meantime, and in between time, keep on cruising. We'll see you around the ship.